if you're like me and you have gas, gear acquisition syndrome, and you just keep buying things and buying things and buying things, and thinking that that's what you need to make good studio sound, I would say you're usually wrong. I am usually wrong when I buy more and more gear anyway. What you need to do, well, I believe as a person who does have ADHD, minimizing or minimalism is a very, very good option. So you have that one.
I can't say what's on my mind. I can't say what's on my mind. Too many questions in my mind. Too many questions in my mind.
I'm not sure if you can see this exactly, but here's a couple of bad decisions that I made last year. It's actually the middle of August, and I bought this monitor in December, celebrating that I'd gotten a little bit of money for Christmas. So I spent $500 on a monitor. But because my GPU had broken down and I'd got rid of it, I only had internal GPU on my PC. And it can only make this sort of 32-inch monitor happen. So I've got a huge monitor. I don't know what it is, like 48 inches or something, 46, 48. I don't know. I know it's big. 38, who knows? But it's like two monitors side by side without the bevel in the middle. And I thought I was being clever by ordering this big one, because then when you do a timeline down the bottom, you get the timeline across basically two screens. And then you have a lot more options for seeing what's coming up and what's already gone, and sort of planning ahead, and better continuity with your video mixes. But because, I can't wait for anything, which is a kind of one of those symptoms of a person who has ADHD, around Christmas time, I had the extra $500 and I just spent it on a monitor. And within a month, my GPU broke because I bought that second hand. And for 8.5 months now, I've still been working on basically a 32-inch screen. But I've got, I think, a 48-inch option. So when I get my new PC, which I've ordered now for my birthday, again, because I got a little bit of money, not always from my mum, but from different sources, and that has helped me to put the studio together. And within the next couple of weeks, you're actually going to see this whole screen working properly, because that's why I bought it. I am getting the GTX 3090 Ti GPU, graphics processing unit, and it's pretty much the top of the line at the moment until the 40 series come out. If you wanted to invest in a good stock, Nvidia is a good stock for the future, because the metaverse is based on GPUs, basically. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this thing. So it's basically been a thorn in my side for the last 8.5 months. Every time I try to edit a video, it goes black between every click, as demonstrated shortly. What's this song called again? so slow. The internal GPU on this PC that I bought, this PC was $1,300, 1,300 euros. I bought it from Germany originally, and I had it basically as the very best gaming PC you could get. Graphics was not a consideration, not a big consideration. I was more thinking about RAM, because I was more thinking about my music and not video. Whereas video is important, and it's basically half of music if you think about it. Okay. Anyway, it's been a real nightmare. If you're like me and you have gas, gear acquisition syndrome, and you just keep buying things and buying things and thinking that that's what you need to make good studio sound, I would say you're usually wrong. I am usually wrong when I buy more and more gear anyway. What you need to do, well, I believe as a person who does have ADHD, minimizing or minimalism is a very, very good option. So you have that one drum machine. Let it be the MPC X. If you have that one synthesizer, let it be the MPC keys. No, I'm not selling MPCs. I'm just saying, if you're going to have one thing, get the best thing. Or the MPC Live, highly recommended. If you love the retro wave sound, which I'm sort of trying to emulate at the moment, you could buy the Roland Jupiter X. It's $2,000 or 2,000 euros, but it's the best of its kind for making that kind of music. So if you want to make really good music, get the very best single instrument or whatever, single sampler or single synthesizer, and use that. Once you eliminate options, it'll be much harder to be distracted. So eliminate your other options of having extra drum machines patched into each other, multi-poly synths all patched in and wired in. I think the more you do that, the further away you're going to get from finishing something. So if you really just have a synthesizer only, you can still work the sequencer on that, drop some drums on there once you put it on the PC, and you're basically finished, depending on what kind of music you want to make. Overdoing it, I used to have a wall of pedals. I think I've got a picture of it here somewhere. I'm going to show a picture. A wall of pedals. That was my fantasy world, where I thought if I had every effect up on a wall and I can look at it all at once, I could have the classic doorless effect dream. And going doorless, although I'm not besmirching it, it's good fun, and get off the screen and stop looking at the computer and get into music. Being doorless is a great stepping stone to doing other things. Myself, I found I bought too many pieces. I had effects units that I hadn't even taken out of the packaging when I'd moved to Ireland, and I just sold them still in the original packaging. And I regret that, because I just couldn't stop buying stuff thinking each pedal was going to be the next new sound, like a tape emulation pedal or a reverb-drenched delay pedal. All of this sort of stuff. Not necessary. So as you can see now, at any rate, I do have a MIDI keyboard. It's not plugged in at the moment. This is my setup. 2 speakers, a monitor, a keyboard and a mouse. And I've written about 40 songs this year without using the keyboard. Can you believe that? So the keyboard's sitting there in its box. I think I will unplug it again and use it again, probably. But for now, I don't need it. So let that be a lesson for other people too. Minimalism is your friend. Eliminate extraneous pieces of gear, extraneous pieces of wires and wiring that you don't need. Look at my desk. Here's one wire, and that's to charge this camera that I'm using right now. The other wires are all nicely tucked away. Everything is very simple and minimal. That's my one tip. Minimalism. I painted everything grey. I used grey fabric. Everything is grey. Mid-grey, not a dark grey, light grey, mid-grey. And then I just have a LED lamp at the back which reflects, which helps me focus. If you look at that screen right now, it looks awesome. See, even the cat likes it. And that basically shows how the screen pops out. I have no choice but to focus on what's happening in front of me. Especially if I turn off this light, which I wouldn't normally use this lamp anyway. I have focused lighting. See my hand? Focused lighting under there. And this is me in the dark, focusing on my work. Until next time, there's John Green, ADD or ADHD in the mix. You can listen to the cat breathe for a little while. That'll help relax you.